Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Eric Restivo, and let's queer up lesbian and queer women. Wilton Women's Week makes its mark on gay-focused community. Wilton Women's Week, full stop. Those are words you rarely hear in gay-centric Wilton Manors, but that is changing this week as Women's Week is fully underway. Kicked off by National Lesbian Visibility Day celebrations on Friday is the first ever 10-day festival presented by Pride Center at Equality Park and Women with Pride. The program began with a sold-out social boat cruise Friday night. Saturday, a high-energy party was held at Hunter's in the heart of Wilton Manors. Hunter's, just so you know, is generally a very gay men's social space, and it was rare to see such a large and an energetic footprint for women. Hotspots happening out, Al Ferguson attended and covered the story. He told Queer News Tonight, quote, "This was a significant moment to launch women's important role in the gayborhood. Hundreds attended the event, and I spoke to so many participants of their pride in our community and the important role women represent in the community. It was a unique feeling to being virtually the only man in the room. It was a clear reminder of what women feel in Wilton Manors every day," end quote. Yesterday, Stonewall National Women's Fund hosted a sold-out brunch and program with activist Rita Mae Brown at the Stonewall Museum. Then the Lesbian Thespians held a cultural performance event last night. It was jam-packed this opening weekend. More events this week include partnerships with South Florida's Who Who of lesbian and queer women, including Skirt Foundation, Thou Art Women, Skirt Selflo, Pandora Events, Sunshine Cathedral, Les Chic, and Sporty Lesbians. There are 16 events this week, including educational programs, cultural arts programs, social parties, and a women's focused vendor show, and more. Diane Papapafodis, Pride Center's Director of Women's Programming, told Queer News Tonight, quote, "When we set out to create the first Wilton Women's Week, our mission was to showcase and celebrate the LGBTQ women's community and to focus attention on the many contributions of women-led organizations, programs, and women's businesses in the region. Now that Wilton Women's Week is here, we are getting tremendous feedback from attendees, having been told numerous times over the past 3 days, quote, 'This has been a long time coming and we love it,' end quote. I think that says it all. We're very proud of what our team has created in this first year, and it's only going to get better next year. The festival continues until May 4th. Follow all the events at wiltonwomensweek.org. I cannot believe that this is the first time ever that this is happening. If it wasn't for the women and the lesbians during the HIV crisis, I mean, where would we be right now? So it's eye-opening, but it's also extremely exciting.
And it's also that history that women's bars in some places just aren't able to make it. They just aren't able to stay around. And I mean, that said, sisterhood is powerful, and I'm grateful that our sisters have a chance to take over Wilton Drive for a change. Here's hoping that this is the first of many more of these kinds of things.
I mean, it's transformative. You see them at Hunter's, which is predominantly usually, occupied by gay men. And just to see it filled with lesbian or identifying, it's fantastic. So, it's about visibility. It's about showing leadership. It's about being seen and heard. And so I'm all for the L getting right to the front of the line. So,
and personally, I've more than once accidentally been in almost all women event weeks where I'll be at the clubs, because I've mentioned with Women's Week, it's nice to see us doing something like P-Town would do with the Women's Week.
Right.
And one time my boyfriend and I was new to working in P-Town. We were just happened to be the weekend we could hang out. Of course, it was a women's night there, but I accidentally, my glasses fell off because I like to be very expressive with my hands when I dance. Who knew? If it was an all gay boy night, those glasses would have been destroyed.
Broken.
There were 3 lesbians automatically on it to find those glasses.
Right.
Another one to hold my hand to make me feel better. I was like, what?
They had subscriptions
right?
to that same, Warby Parker.
I also have to explain something to the men of Wilton Manors. I don't know if you know this, but I looked up the demographics. Thousands of women live in this city. Almost 40% of the population, which is not a little less than most, but 40% of our population are women in Wilton Manors. We should be a little bit more knowing that it's not all guys that live in Wilton Manors. This is what I just want to remind some of the guys that in my town.
And there's also something to do for everybody too. So it's not just about the bars. It's it's about doing different things and just identifying and finding your own little community within that. So it sounds wonderful.
Yeah. we're really, really, really happy about Wilton Women's Week. That is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our